may be every Thursday night this year. They may never be able to change it back to the weekend. Mike Patrick, Mike Gottfried with you. We honestly thought this had a chance to be a close ball game, but nobody in their right mind would have said one team is going to dominate, and it's Pittsburgh.
Well, they have really dominated, but Miami's helped them a little bit. When I look at the penalty yards, 80 yards in penalties. Ryan Clement, this was a big play in the first half. Ryan Clement getting sacked. He was sacked 3 times in the first half. Here's Ernest Coakley, sacked. Another key situation, great field position, loss, sack again by Ernest Coakley. So 3 sacks for 69 yards and losses.
First half statistics, won by Pittsburgh, 252 to 184, and there is the 80 yards in penalty yards. And it's more than the yards. It's the timing of the penalties, how they occurred. Each one hurt Miami very, very badly. And they were all of the knucklehead variety. And it's really got to bother Butch Davis that kind of thing went on in the first half, because these kids who made the mistakes kept putting their teammates deeper and deeper into a hole or getting Pitt out of one.
And, Mike, I think this first defensive series for Miami, first offensive series for Miami, going to tell a lot about the rest of the season for Miami, how they come back in this situation. I'm sure Butch Davis got their attention at halftime. Pitt, on the other hand, find a way to hold the lead. They've been very good on offense. They just need to continue doing the same things.
George Gaitan will kick off for the Canes. West and Schulters are deep. Schulters from the 8 and takes it to the 24. Let's go to Jerry Punch. Doctor?
Well, at halftime in the Pittsburgh locker room, a very emotional address by Pete Gonzalez to the team. He, almost like a minister addressing a congregation. He said up to the guys, remember how hard we worked. Remember those steps. Remember those cinder blocks, those sledgehammers, those cars we pushed. We have worked so hard. We are not tired. The next 30 minutes determines if we have worked hard enough to turn the corner. He spoke for about 4 or 5 minutes, walking up and down in front of the entire team, and they totally responded to what was an emotional address by their quarterback.
Well, Jerry, I imagine it's really flowing. He came out of, as you pointed out earlier, came out of the Miami area. Wanted to go to school there, didn't have the opportunity. Marquise Fitzgerald has just limped off the field for the Hurricanes, defensive back.
Pretty good average on first down. Pitt is own first down, 8.3 yards every attempt on first down.
And very innovative play call. This time the toss to Schulters. They're waiting for him, but a very patient run. And Schulters out to the 27. Let's go back to Jerry.
Well, needless to say, in Miami at halftime, a lot of emotion. Butch Davis talked about the things they had to do in the second half. He said, Doc, it's a matter of too many. We had too many penalties, too many middle mistakes, had too many opportunities for their quarterback to stand there and pick whoever he wanted to throw the football. Our primary focus is going to be to get some pass rush. We have got to get some pressure on their quarterback, or he's going to pick us apart.
And, Jerry, it's exactly what he did in the first half. He had all night to throw. 2nd and 8. Gonzalez play action, pressure from behind. Scrambling, there's a flag down. That looked like it could have been a hold against the Panthers.
Derek Ham was given a lot of pressure. Number 71, he may have been held on this play.
Ham very quick from that right defensive end spot, 6'5", 250 out of Merritt Island, Florida.
Pitt has not made a lot of mistakes and not had any turnovers, and that's what you have to do if you're going to upset a good football team. Now, I'm not so sure this is an upset tonight, though, the way this first half has gone.
Holding on the offense. Half a distance to the goal line. 2nd down.
But Miami needs to force a turnover.
This would be a situation where I wouldn't be surprised if they came with a blitz and tried to make the big play on defense.
You know, they're not a blitzing football team, though. They just haven't been they're a 4-3 football team, and they feel like they can get their pressure with the front four. They haven't tonight.
2nd and 25. Here it comes. They set up the screen. Nice catch by Schulters. And a very good defensive play by Michael Smith. He avoided the blocker to make the tackle, or the screen could have worked.
Again, good separation on the screen pass. Pete Gonzalez, again, did it like a nice actor. Took the ball back, waited for the defensive lineman, but the low throw to Dwayne's shoulders kind of threw the timing off a little bit.
Some teams can't screen because the quarterback doesn't sell it, but Gonzalez did.
No, he did a great job of there showing pass down the field.
3rd and 21. Miami late getting a player on the field. Quick kick. Holy cow, they're pulling out everything out of the playbook. Starks picks it up on the roll. Trying to get a block. Gonzalez missed him. And he's shoved out of bounds in Pitt territory. A quick kick. How long has it been since you saw one of those?
1920. But I'll tell you what, Dwayne Starks. Now, Johnny Majors used a quick kick for Tennessee. So and Johnny probably taught that quick kick. But Dwayne Starks made a good move there. He got a good bounce on the turf and then was able to use his speed to get outside.
So it's a 51-yard punt, but a 26-yard return. Miami had only 10 players on the field for a long time, and Schneider got off the punt. Now the Canes go to working on offense. McMillan finally with a little running room. Steps over a tackler, stiff arms another, and goes down at the 30. Good hard run by Dyrell McMillan. Curtis McGee made the stop.
Mike can take a chance with the quick kick, and usually you get the bounce of the football because no one's back on the play. But again, Starks made a good play. Here, Dyrell McMillan with a good run. Now they need to crank up their running game. They need to challenge their offensive line. The offensive line the first half got whipped by Pittsburgh. There's no doubt about it. Strength-wise, scheme-wise, the whole way. They need to turn it over to their offensive line and open up some holes for the running game.
2nd and a yard. Here comes the blitz. McMillan will have the first down. Shoved back across the 30, but forward progress will take him inside the 28. Kasparovich led the way, the backup outside linebacker. He's been playing since Varoutsas was injured.
And he made the big play. He was the one that hit the quarterback Clement in the back that caused the fumble that took him out of scoring position in the first half.
The rushing for Miami, something they have always been able to do to complement that great passing game against Arizona State a week ago. 68, 35 tonight, but they've lost 69 yards on sacks. First down, Canes. They trail by 7. McMillan again. Panthers hustle to the ball and bring him down at the 24.
Good first down effort again by Miami. But again, Mike, how big is that missed field goal in the first half by Pittsburgh? Again, you look for mistakes, and that's the only mistake you really can look at and say, you know, that their game plan was perfect. Just a missed field goal to get them out of distance from a touchdown tying it up.
It's a chip shot by a guy you would never expect to miss. 2nd and 7. Edger and James, the new tailback. Got a great block on the outside and just tripped up D.J. Dinkins. Saved what could have been a huge play, and there's a flag down. This may be a hold.
Yeah, boy, a big-time play by D.J. Dinkins. Maybe you'll like that safety position a little better because he's made some big plays tonight. Miami again penalizing themselves and hurting their effort here offensively.
And it may have come where I pointed out the great block on the corner. Usually you don't seal the corner that well. So another penalty against Miami that hurts as they had a 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
See if we can pick up the penalty. I think they're going to call it on Omar Roll.
10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That was some tackle by Dinkins.
Well, he can bring it. Now, he's 6'4", 225. He's from Shenley High School here in Pittsburgh. A lot of people thought he'd be like the next Major Harris that came out of Pittsburgh. But D.J. Dinkins lost the quarterback job, and he's on defense.
2nd and 17.
Corner blitz.
They're showing it here. They come. Clement fumbled the snap, trying to get out too fast.
Boy, you just get itchy feet in there at the quarterback position. He saw the weak side corner coming, and he wanted to get out of there as quick as he could. Here's what Ryan Clement saw. He sees the weak side corner all of a sudden come to blitz, and he just pulled out a little too soon, fumbled the football, and puts now himself in a real long situation with 3rd and 18.
3rd and 18. They've hit 2 of 7 on long yardage on 3rd down. This is a big one. Another blitz. Clement hangs in the pocket and throws.
Oh, he got a good catch there.
And they'll mark it right at the sticks. Nice catch by Reggie Wayne, who came back to get the ball.
Yeah, and he had to come back again under pressure. Ryan Clement didn't get enough on it again.
That will bring up a 4th and less than a yard.
Here's the route. Reggie Wayne coming back, made a good catch in front of John Jenkins. That's just 4th and 1 up.
It's a play of the game so far. 4th and a yard. Roll, the only wide receiver. Quarterback keeper by Clement. He's a strong kid. And the offensive line gives him the push to get the 1st down.
And that's a good call because Pitt's coming off the corner. And if you take the ball off the line of scrimmage, you get a chance of getting hit in the backfield. So Ryan Clement does the smart things, takes the quarterback sneak and follows the center, Mike Weiner, number 68, who's 6'4", 280, for the 1st down. Now, Miami's had success on 1st down running the football. Let's see if they go back again on 1st down and run the counter, something that Pitt's had trouble with last week.
Only one wide receiver again. James tripped up. Nice play from John Jenkins. Coming back from injury, he had been the starting free safety. They move him to corner tonight.
He was the leader of the secondary last year. And in the Houston game, he played all 4 positions in the defensive backfield because of injuries. And he's playing tonight because of Chuck Brown's injury at the corner. So he's playing a corner position tonight. He's usually a safety.
2nd and 9. Pitt showing blitz again. Here comes everybody. They don't get there. Too high for Wayne. And Clement, even though there was nobody right in his face, felt the pressure.
Mike, this play blew up from the start. I mean, it didn't have a chance because it's a play-action pass with pressure coming on Ryan Clement. And you can see it. Ryan Clement sees it. Now watch the Pitt linebackers just before the snap of the ball. Okay, here. Now they've moved up. Here comes the corner also moving up, so he's got an 8-man front against him, but he's still got a play-action fake here.
3rd and 9. They show blitz again. Here they come. They don't get there once more. The pass knocked away. Dinkins, great defense on Omar Roll. These Panthers are playing their hearts out. That was Creighton, excuse me, instead of Dinkins. Nice play by the corner.
Now, they made an adjustment at halftime. They picked this pressure up now. But now what happens, DJ Dinkins is too good an athlete in the secondary. He covers on Omar Roll.
Oh, that should have been caught, though. You look at the replay.
Yeah.
Crossland will come on for the field goal attempt at 32. It's a fake. The pass for the end zone. Touchdown. They hit the tight end, Daniel Franks, on the fake field goal attempt. Jeff Popovich with the throw. And Miami, what a tremendous change in momentum.
Well, first of all, he was close to the line of scrimmage. A great throw. And Daniel Franks is an outstanding tight end, number 88 from Big Springs, Texas.
His 2nd catch of the season. It's for a touchdown. And with a PAT, they can tie it up. What a play by the Canes. And what a gutsy call by Butch Davis.
Well, you watch the tape, and you look for an effort in the special teams, and they knew what they had over there.
Crossland with the point after. Tied at 14. Popovich to Daniel Franks, the tight end, right at the back line of the end zone.
ESPN's presentation of college football is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. And by Joe Ball, the hottest game on earth. It's en fuego.
What a ball game from Pitt Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Panthers and the Canes tied at 14. Butch Davis pulled out all the stops, goes for a fake field goal, and gets the touchdown.
You know what? I think he needed to do that because he needs to generate his ball club a little bit, and that play may help bring them back.
Schulters from the 11, a great move to get more yardage. He gets up near the 30-yard line. Tavokius Bonner on special teams with the tackle, but a great move by Schulters. There's a marker down. And it's a hold against Pittsburgh.
Let's go back to the touchdown, Mike, and look at this fake field goal. Jeff Popovich. They have obviously seen something in the tape that Pitt doesn't contain on the right side because all of a sudden there's nobody over here for Pittsburgh. But what's interesting is look at the route here. You got two receivers in the same area right here. They're very fortunate that number 88, Daniel Franks, made that catch.
Juan Williams was 84. He's another tight end. And Popovich being congratulated, and why not? It was a great throw, a 10-play drive, and remember, it was set up by the nice return off the quick kick. Now Pittsburgh has to start over after the penalty. Gonzalez under pressure, room to run. Got a great block and dives to the 25.
But this is a different Miami defense now. Second half so far, they're getting pressure out of the front. Butch Davis, I'm sure, and Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, doesn't mind the fact that they flushed him out of the pocket. They don't want to give up 4 or 5 yards, but they want to heat him up so he doesn't sit back there. Damian Lewis, number 92, was the first man to pressure him.
They've come out with a little fire in their eyes in the second half. 4 carries, 41 yards for Gonzalez tonight. Straight 4-man rush, no pressure. Hofer across the 30. Gonzalez has been extremely accurate tonight, and they have exposed the flats of the Miami defense.
They're a 4-3 team, Mike, and there's no backs. All of a sudden, Pitt's catching them with no backs in the backfield. And against those 3 linebackers, you got a pretty good advantage. And they're just finding Jake Holford, running a little option route about 5 yards down the field, picking up the first down.
Gonzalez has hit 16 out of 24. 7:33 to go, third quarter.
Mike, here it is again, the no back set. Now let's see if he looks for Jake Holford again.
One is dropped, and it looked like Murphy had a chance to make that catch in front of Mack, the linebacker.
Yeah, he's wide open. I mean, their receivers are running wide open. Rod Mack did the best thing he could do, is try to punch the football out on the contact. Pete Gonzalez just having his way with his defense. Terry Murphy a little bit behind him.
Second and 10 for the Panthers. Schulters to single setback. Pressure on Gonzalez. He won't get out of this one. And the pocket just collapsed on top of him that time.
That's the 4-man rush of Miami that the fans back at Miami are used to seeing. 4-man rush, Damian Lewis and Chad Pegues, number 92 and 94. Collapse in the pocket, never a chance for Pete Gonzalez to throw that football. That is what Miami's defense has played in the past.
And really the first time tonight we have seen the protection totally break down.
Remember Chad Pegues now, he's playing for the first time this year, suspended for 2 games.
Second and 17 for Gonzalez. Pressure again, hangs in and throws, incomplete. So Gonzalez being rushed a little bit right now by the Miami pressure.
Right, again, good pressure, and I believe that was Pegues again. Yeah, he's changed this football game around. He's come in the second half. Michael Lawson's been hurt. All of a sudden now Chad Pegues, number 94, a little loop around. Nobody picks him up, just gets in the face of Pete Gonzalez.
And you may recognize the name and think he might be a relative of Willis Pegues, who played at Miami. Actually, he's the son of Rod Pegues, who's a star at Oklahoma. Nick Ward and Dwayne Starks are back to take the punt. And it's a short one, fair caught at the 48-yard line by Ward. So Miami will have great field position after a punt of only 29 yards when we come back.
Explosive superstar Donovan McNabb. Tulane, Syracuse at 6. Saturday on ESPN2.
Fireworks at Three Rivers Stadium tonight, just down the road from Pitt Stadium, where the Pirates have beaten the Astros 12-3 to climb back within 3.5 games of the lead in the National League Central. They are 4 games back in the loss column, but tonight was a must-win for them, and they got it 12-3. Miami back to the ground game. Edger and James, nobody wrapped him up. James gets into Pitt territory, and 7 dark blue shirts on top of him.
Pitt might be able to rent some of those fireworks over there if they keep playing the way they played tonight. This half, Miami started from Pitt's 39 and Miami's 48, so they've had great field position this half.
And you mentioned during the commercial, you can feel the momentum changing.
It's changing a little bit. Miami needs a drive here. Pitt, now Larry Coyer, the defensive coordinator, has made every right call tonight. He's got to find a way to stop this Miami offense. And he's pressured them the first half. And they continue to do the same thing.
2nd and 6. Clement in the flat, intercepted. Picked off by Kasparovich. And boy, would Clement like to have that one back. Threw it right in his arms.
He got picked a little bit by the front. Eric Kasparovich has made 2 big plays in this game. You're going to see Pitt's defense move around, and I think they caught Ryan Clement again. You see the movement. Now he sees what they're in. All of a sudden, they pop out of it. And Kasparovich is able to get under the out. Ryan Clement thought he was going to blitz. Threw the ball on the outside to Darryl Jones, picked off. And all that field position I was talking about, they lost.
Kasparovich, another one of those guys who was a quarterback in the spring. They shifted him to defense. Here is Schulters, a big run on first down near the Miami 31-yard line. Starks had to make the tackle along with Dan Morgan, number 44. Well, the emotions of this game back and forth have been incredible. And Clement, not the kind of guy that makes those mistakes.
Mike, he was suckered into that throw.
Kasparovich did a great job showing he was going to rush it, then dropping out. The fullback, Chris Schneider, is clobbered as he got right back to the line of scrimmage.
Here, Mike, here's what you were talking about. Ryan Clement's trying to read what Kasparovich is doing right there. He thinks he's going to blitz. Now, all of a sudden, on the snap of the ball, he comes out, and he's looking for this out pattern. And he steps right in front of it and picks it off. Did a nice job at disguise. Again, a good call by Larry Coyer, the defensive coordinator.
2nd and 11. Gonzalez with better protection this time. And a great move to get free. Inside to the 14-yard line, Hofer. What a move. A gain of 19. He got away from Morgan.
When Miami goes back and look at this.
Excuse me, that's Angel. I thought it was 9. It's 3. Those numbers are a little tough.
Yeah, when they go back and look at this tape, they're going to see a lot of missed tackles. Good pressure by Denny Portney, 99, using a bull rush, trying to get his hands up. But Dan Morgan, number 44, freshman linebacker, just misses a tackle. Remember Pitt's success down here. Once they get inside the 20, they've been unstoppable.
Floats this one for the end zone. Murphy! Incomplete. And Nick Ward thought he had an interception. It looked like he just stole it away from Murphy. It's a heck of a defensive play because Murphy had the step.
He really did. The ball wasn't thrown that badly. Nick Ward with good coverage.
The crowd reacting to the replay here in the stadium. That ball is loose. And it looked like Ward stepped on the end line. That looked like a very good call.
Yeah, I think it's a very good call.
Now, he never had it. And now Ward didn't have it until he stepped on the end line. 2nd and 10. Gonzalez now being flushed. Throws on the run, and I don't think Holford could hold this one. They'll rule it incomplete. But you can see the difference with the Miami pressure from the front four.
They're getting good pressure. Their linebackers are jamming the receivers a little bit more, and they're getting pretty good pass rush on Pete Gonzalez. But they still have some open receivers. You got to look out for Jake Holford down here. He's a possession-type receiver that Pete Gonzalez likes to go to.
The Panthers 3 out of 8 on third down conversions. 3:59 to go third quarter. Tie ball game. Empty backfield again. They've been very successful with this formation. Schulters in the flat. This time he can't get away from Morgan. An excellent tackle.
Yeah, Dan Morgan may have missed a tackle a play ago or 2 plays ago, but he wrapped up on this play with Dwayne Schulters. Sent Schulters in motion. Dan Morgan adjusted by going outside, kicking it outside, and he just starts running for Dwayne Schulters. And a good tackle.
So now Forensic will come on, who missed a 27-yarder. That's a chip shot that would have put him ahead. He gets another chance. This will be from 33. They run a fake, and it's not going to work. Down at the 25-yard line.
Mike, I'm not so sure this was a fake. I think they had a bad snap. And you tell your holder when you get a bad snap, you yell fire, and you come out of there and you get 2 receivers on both sides. Let's see if it's a bad snap. Now he just mishandled it. Joe Holland.
Joe Holland had to run, and Pitt blows another field goal opportunity. Pittsburgh has squandered a couple of field goal opportunities, so they're still tied with Miami at 14. Canes take over at their own 23. McMillan. Ball comes loose. Panthers say they have it. The official comes in and says the ball was down.
Kasparovich again with another big play. I think he pulled the ball out. Darrell McMillan. Eric Kasparovich has played a career night here also. He has made some big plays. Almost got another one.
Darrell McMillan has had some room to run up the middle in the second half.
That ball's out.
He's not down. Big break for Miami as they get to maintain possession. Here's McMillan, and boy, did Pittsburgh see that one coming. You could see the linebackers flow as soon as everybody took a step to the right. They have obviously prepared very well for Miami.
And they're getting good play out of their linebackers. Let's take another look and see if that was a fumble. Number 5, Eric Kasparovich, is going to pull that ball out. What do you think, Mike?
I think it was out, but that's a tough call, too. Now we have an injured player. It's Julian Graham, the left defensive end for the Panthers. A sophomore from Philadelphia, shaken up on the last play.
I was going to say, I think this ball game has been officiated rather well.
Absolutely.
Tonight.
And Graham looks like he's going to be all right. Let's go to Jerry Punch, Doc.
Well, at halftime, Larry Poyer, Pittsburgh defensive coordinator, got a little wild in the locker room and talked about not having poise. You don't want to hear the word poise in the second half, and I'll tell you what else he said after the play.
2nd and 11 for Ryan Clement, the Canes offense. Here comes the blitz. McMillan runs right through it. Loose ball. Panthers have it. It's picked up by John Jenkins. And McMillan separated from the ball by Curtis McGee.
2 fumbles back-to-back. They get this one. Curtis McGee, number 35, is going to make the hit. Darrell McMillan gets through into the secondary. The ball in his inside arm. Just put the helmet. Curtis McGee just put his helmet on it. John Jenkins alertly picks it up.
And Butch Davis has seen his team turn it over in the last 2 possessions. Panthers from the 23. Schulters. Room to run to the Miami 16. And Mike, you just get a feeling this is an opportunity they really need to catch.
Yeah, they can't squander this one away. They've squandered a couple away. They got to be able to get this ball in the end zone. Good job blocking on that last play by the offensive line. Again, the left side of the offensive line for Pittsburgh has given great effort tonight.
They moved Orlandini to the left tackle for tonight. He's been starting at right tackle. 2nd and 3. Same play. Schulters trying to wedge out some yardage. They needed to reach the 18. They'll spot it maybe 3/4 of a yard shy of that, so it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Well, you look at Miami tonight, 2 turnovers, yards lost, play 75, penalty yards 8 for 90 yards. They have really not been in sync tonight.
3rd and 1. Angel, the only wide receiver. He goes left, and Gonzalez doesn't like what he saw out of the defense and calls a timeout. If you're going to use one, this is a pretty good place to use one.
Yeah, you want to make sure on this call, 3rd and 1, you've had a little shaky situation with your field goal. You missed one, and then you bobbled a snap. So you want to pick this first down up.
Missing your Pac-10 in Providence? You need to see the SEC in San Diego. Well, you can catch your Washington Huskies in Washington, D.C. or your favorite university practically every Saturday on ESPN Game Plan. Your choice of up to 10 games unavailable in your area for just $11.95 a week. Simply call your local cable operator or Direct TV. And it's the first thing that I do on Saturday morning is call and sign up.
You're buying all those games, right?
Absolutely. No employee discount either. Mike, the one thing that struck me tonight about this game, Miami has intimidated Big East teams since there was a Big East. There is no intimidation factor here tonight.
No, and I go back to that game, the Sugar Bowl, when Alabama beat Miami. I think a little bit of unmasking in that ball game because Miami has not dominated since that time.
3rd and a yard. Quarterback keeper. And it looks like they've got the first down. Gonzalez, 6'1", 215, just leaning forward, and the Panthers get a new set of downs with only 29 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Back to Jerry Punt.
Hey, guys, the Hurricanes Breakfast Award candidate and building linebacker Michael Smith has now missed his 2nd consecutive defensive series. Smith is out, standing on the sidelines, a little bit woozy. Came out 2 series ago. They have the freshman, Dan Morgan, and he's the guy they picked on a little while ago on the pass play.
And they're thin at linebacker, Jerry. They can't afford to lose him.
Split backs this time. Gonzalez to throw on 1st down. Over the middle behind Schulters. So Gonzalez, who was nearly letter perfect in the first half, has missed 2 or 3 here in the second half with guys he had open.
Yeah, good safe throw is a clear out route where the receivers are running downfield and they're trying to bring Dwayne's shoulders. Instead of taking him to the flat now, work him and then head up with a linebacker and bring him over the middle.
5 seconds to go in the quarter. Gonzalez only 4 out of 9 this half after hitting 14 to 22 in the opening 2 quarters. 2nd and 10. Here comes a little bit of pressure. Gonzalez with a chance to run. Touchdown. A 12-yard scramble by 5th-year senior quarterback out of Miami, Pete Gonzalez.
And you know he's got to feel good doing it against the Miami football team. Grew up down there, wanted to play for the Hurricanes.
Boy, and the crowd,
yeah,
the crowd saw the hole before he did. They're screaming, run, beat, run.
It's about 35,000, 40,000 people yelling, run.
They have had trouble with the kicking game. Forensic comes on for the point after. He missed a long one after a penalty on the first touchdown. Here's this one. Pittsburgh takes advantage of the fumble recovery, and they go 23 yards in 5 plays. Gonzalez finishes it off himself with a 12-yard scramble. Are working on an upset of Miami, 21-14. 40,000 fans plus here at homecoming on a Thursday night. Tyrell McMillan's fumble set up a 23-yard drive. Gonzalez got the go-ahead touchdown. Trent Jones on the kick return. Bottled up and tackled at the 30 and brought down by Lee Leitner.
Mike, a couple things happen on this play. Pete Gonzalez is going to step back to throw now. Tackle goes inside, the end goes outside. Now that opens up that gap. And now here's the line, one linebacker, and you're going to see Dan Morgan come across here also as the other linebacker. There's no linebackers underneath. Secondary backs are chasing wide receivers, and Pete Gonzalez in the end zone.
Butch Davis goes to Edgerrin James at tailback after McMillan fumbled twice in a row, one that was called, one that wasn't. James stood up by Frank Moore. Gang tackle. The statistics through 3 quarters of play, and the 2 turnovers have really hurt the Canes. The total yards, Miami still losing the battle, 301 to 259, even though they have looked much better in the second half.
Mike, it's interesting. They just ran the counter trey play, and Billy Osborne, who does the radio for Pittsburgh, told me that Houston ran that 35 times last week, had 2 backs go over 100 yards. But Pitt has learned from that experience and played it a lot better tonight.
Here comes the blitz. James with a chance to break one. Instead, he stopped shy of the 40-yard line. It'll bring up about a 3rd and 2. DJ Dinkins.
Mike, it's tough to play the offensive line because you got a play called, you have an assignment. Then all of a sudden that assignment changes when those linebackers sneak up like these 2 sneak up right here, because now you got to gap everything. Everybody has to block down. So you have to make that adjustment on the run. Everybody has to see it.
3rd and 2. The Canes have been good in the short ones. James depends on the mark.
Well, Mike, what do you think? Did he make it?
I think they're going to call for a measurement.
It's going to be close. I'm not so sure if you're Butch Davis, you don't go for it even if you don't make it.
I think he's got it by 6 inches.
All right.
I'm 1 for 1
Well,
this year,
Butch
by the way.
Davis is hoping you're correct here. On the other sideline, they're hoping your eyesight's bad.
Well, it's not 6 inches, but it's a first.
No, your eyesight still is bad. Yeah.
So Miami gets to keep the football at its own 42-yard line. McMillan trying to root on his teammates. It was his turnover that led to the go-ahead score.
Well, the leadership of Ryan Clements is going to be challenged right here in the 4th quarter.
Panthers back out of a blitz. Clement over the middle, tipped it incomplete. Wayne had a shot at him. It looked like Dinkins was the first guy that touched it.
Mike, the Miami offense had a problem. I was down there watching them practice Tuesday. And the one thing they were concerned about was the drop passes. They had 9 drop passes in the first 2 games. And this is another very catchable ball. 2 dropped tonight. Reggie Wayne should have had that football. Butch Davis said most quarterbacks who don't have a lot of confidence would have been upset, but Ryan Clement was not upset about it. He took the blame.
His numbers would be remarkable if those balls had caught. They're still very good. Clement now flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and stops short of the first down as the freshman Santana Moss. To pick up about 9, Trey Creighton got him there.
You know, we talked to Ryan Clement yesterday at the hotel, and we said, do you have a favorite receiver? And he said, they're all new. But he said he likes Santana Moss because he practiced with him in the summertime, him and Jamie German. So he has a feel for him.
And they have been lobbying for Moss to get on the squad. This is his first action of the year. He's a trap guy. Another 3rd and short. Quarterback keeper. There was movement up front, and flags fly.
This is on Miami. They can't make many more mistakes than they're making.
It would make 3rd and inches, 3rd and 5.
Dead ball foul. Ball start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Penalties are just killers.
Well, tonight, you go back in this ball game, the penalties came at inopportune times for them, and they've been paying for them all night. Special teams, they allowed a Pitt drive to continue with a couple on special teams, and just a tough night for Butch Davis's team with penalties.
You have to throw for it here, 3rd and
95 yards. Yeah, I think so. I don't think they can run 6 yards against this Pitt defense. They've got to go to Wayne.
Clement under pressure. Rifles this one, and there is Wayne at the 41-yard line. Clement really put some starch on that one.
He's in the short side of the field, so he had a one-on-one situation. They put formation to the field, so now you can see him. See the inside technique of Pittsburgh. Now, Kasparovich got inside of him, but Ryan Clement was able to buy some time to get that ball, and he put some zip on that football. Good catch by the freshman.
Well, Wayne really went up the ladder. 7 catches, 96 yards for the freshman receiver. First down in Pitt territory for the Canes, trying to tie it up. James picking his way through the defense. Good tough run by Edger and James near the 32-yard line, a pickup of 9.
You know, Mike, Magic Benton's been a name in Miami for many, many years, and he is not getting off the pine. Butch Davis said he's been inconsistent for us in every situation. So he's not going to play Magic Benton. I asked him Tuesday when I was at Miami, I said, can he get in the ball game? And he said he may, but right now you look at all the freshman receivers playing, and he's still getting over there, getting pine time.
He said his career is at a crossroads, and right now he isn't able to cross the street. It'll be 2nd and very short.
Take the loss of Benton and then you add to it German. That's why they're struggling a little bit throwing the football. There's Coach German right there. He has accepted his role and he's helping, and that's a good thing to see.
Yes, it is.
I hope the NCAA sees that tonight, because I mean they ruled him ineligible again. I felt like they should have given him a couple games to play, but he has reacted in a positive manner. So he's helping his football team.
2nd and inches. Put down to gamble on, and they will. Clement, there could be a flag on that, and there is.
Oh, there's no doubt, Mike.
Jenkins got there early, shaking his head, but he was obviously there a step ahead of the ball.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Again, John Jenkins over the back of number 87, the freshman Reggie Wayne, trying to run a corner route. Number 15, John Jenkins, is there a long time before that ball was there. Good call.
A very impressive drive by Ryan Clement and the Hurricanes offense.
But here's where they stalled before. Because they've run out of ground down here, and Pitt blitzes them down here. They haven't picked up the blitz. Keep your eye on number 80, Ernest Coakley. Ernest Coakley has come through for 2 sacks on Ryan Clement.
First down at the 17. James on the draw. Nothing. Curtis McGee up in the safety spot in a hurry along with Clark.
Well, to stop the counter trade play, you've got to get people upfield, not allow it to go downhill. And that's exactly what Curtis McGee did, number 35. He was up across the line of scrimmage and was able to make the play.
Please refrain from doing so.
You're warning somebody who has a whistle in that end of the end zone who is blowing it. And, of course, that will encourage anybody that has a whistle to blow it. Ninth play of this drive. Now everybody's whistling.
40,000 whistles.
Here comes the blitz. Clement with time throws incomplete, intended for Wayne. And Clement took a shot from Coakley just as he unloaded.
They have not blocked Ernest Coakley. Ernest Coakley's a linebacker that he's looking right at Ryan Clement, trying to time the cadence. He's able to be blocked a little bit by Mike Weiner, the center. Still got his arm on Ryan Clement.
3rd and 10. 10 minutes, 58 seconds left.
That Ernest Coakley is, again, he looks like he's in pain, but I'd make sure I know where he is if I'm the offensive line of Miami.
Another blitz. Intended for Moss. He can't get it at the 2. Would have been a great catch, and now it's 4th and 10, and the field goal team comes on.
Mike, here's Coakley again. I mean, he's been a one-man wrecking crew in this offense. Number 80 comes scot-free, and he's in the face of Ryan Clement. Didn't give him time to set up and throw that football. Because he had a receiver open. Santana Moss was open.
Remember, they faked it the last time. It was a 35-yard attempt. Crossland from 35 again. High snap, but they get it down. And Crossland knocks it through. But a good defensive stand by Pittsburgh after an impressive Miami drive. 10:46 to go. Right, that Pitt defense is stiffened every time they've gotten down there.
Really have. It's Coakley.
Schulters from the 13. And fights his way out to the 27-28-yard line. From Pittsburgh, the Goodyear blimp sails to Columbus, Ohio, where it will cover the Arizona Wildcats and the Ohio State Buckeyes. That game Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on ABC. That's a nice short trip.
Short trip for them. They can go out down Route 71 there in Ohio and pass my hometown of Crestline, Ohio, and head right into Columbus.
I'm glad you got that in.
Glad to get the old folks in Crestline, Ohio are watching tonight here. Great football fans.
Billy West is the tailback. 1st and 10. Critical possession for Pittsburgh. West fumbles the ball. Got it right back on the bounce. Dribbled it right back into his chest and got to the 34. Gain of 7. Big break for the Panthers.
And that's been the key tonight. They haven't turned the ball over in key situations. Billy West almost going to bring him out. He got a nice handoff. Wasn't real smooth. Eugene Ridley on the tackle.
40,000 holding their breath as that ball hit the turf. Gonzalez again changing the play. He's been very effective at it tonight. Schulters off the right side. Dragged down by Fortney. About a yard shy of a 1st down.
Walt Harris trying to get that clock to move a little bit with his running game and key 3rd down situation. The last short yardage situation they had, Pete Gonzalez, quarterback, sneak for it. Let's see if it's short enough that they feel like he can pick it up with the quarterback sneak.
Looks like it's about a yard. Did you like that call?
Yes. You don't, especially against teams that roar up the football field and want to take the ball off the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 1. Here they come. Schulter, and I don't think he got there.
Wayne Schulter is carried.
That play took a long time to develop, and Miami closed the hole very well. Michael Smith back in the ballgame, in on the tackle.
A slow developing play like that on 3rd and 1, he didn't make it.
Here comes the punt team.
Here's what I'm talking about, Miami. They roar up the field with those tackles, Damian Lewis and Chad Pegues, and so they're creating a lot of confusion in your blocking schemes.
Now keep an eye on Miami's special teams. They have been so brilliant at blocking kicks.
They're in a punt safe right here, Mike. They don't know whether Pitt's going to try to fake it or what, so they're not rushing the football.
Cofield to kick to Starks. Starks takes it on the fly, nearly got through. The first line of defense stopped at the 35. 6-yard return after a punt of 35 yards. Miami's ball when we come back.
Rich man. All anybody wants, take something from you.
How are you planning to kill me?
This Saturday, face your fears. Find your courage and go over the edge at a special sneak preview of the film critics are calling the year's best movie to date. Anthony Hopkins, Alec Baldwin. The Edge, rated R. Sneak preview this Saturday. Check newspapers.
You're so lucky. Not one gray hair.
When a woman can run her fingers through your hair and can't tell you blend away your gray, that's a natural-looking result. And that's just what you get with a hair color called Just for Men. Its unique formula blends away gray. Shampoo in, then rinse, all in 5 easy minutes. And it matches your gray to your natural color, so nobody knows, even close up.
I just love your hair.
Just for Men.
Not a bad way to cap off winning that award, throwing a touchdown pass on a fake field goal.
Yeah, he's got to be happy tonight. He made a big play for Miami.
Edger and James is the tailback. Nick Williams, his blocker. Overthrown, intended for Wayne. Good coverage by John Jenkins. He was not about to be beaten deep.
See, all the decisions that Miami has made tonight, in most cases, Pitt has been up to the challenge. Now, here's a stop and go. They want, all of a sudden, now he stops, but look at here. He doesn't buy it at all. He's playing the deep throw all the way. John Jenkins gets turned around a little bit over there, and that ball would have been catchable. Reggie Wayne would have made that catch.
That's not the way they work on technique.
No, he was spinning around like a top.
He got back there. 2nd and 10. Clement now 13 out of 29, a couple of 100 yards. Pitt backing out of their blitz. They'll drop 7 on defense. The fullback, Williams, in the flat. And Pitt swarms on defense. Curtis McGee hung on for dear life and waited for help against the fullback, 269-pound Nick Williams.
Mike, it took too long to get the ball out to Nick Williams. By the time it got out there and he juggled it for a little bit, Curtis McGee was right on top of him. So only about a 4-yard gain. Now big 3rd down for Miami. But you don't want to turn that back over to Pittsburgh because now the last series was not a good series for Pittsburgh, but you don't want to give them another chance at that football.
3rd and long has not been a good down for Miami. 7:28 to go in the game. Here comes the blitz. And it's incomplete, intended for roll. Once again, the pressure on Clement from the blitz. And Pittsburgh will get the football back.
Mike, here's a good design right here. Both linebackers are coming. Now, but look at here. Dinkins, they doubled the receiver up here, Omar Rowe, so they know where they're going to the ball, where they're going to throw the ball with the blitz. So a nice design defensive play by Larry Coyer.
Crossland to punt. Jenkins signals fair catch and makes it at the 32. So the Panthers have the football on a 4-point lead with 7 minutes and 16 seconds left. Pittsburgh with a 4-point lead, and Mike, for Pete Gonzalez out of Miami, who is now the Pitt quarterback. What a great night.
Dreams can come true, Mike. Pete Gonzalez probably one that played this game more than any other Pitt player. It's Terry Murphy with a touchdown pass. It's Jake Hofer with a touchdown pass. Sets up the pass. Nothing open. Runs for a score.
Gonzalez has had a part in all 3 touchdowns. His numbers, he's had a couple of dropped in the second half. Big drive here for the Panthers. They'd love to eat up the clock. Gonzalez to throw in the flat. Hofer first down as he got it up to the 44-yard line.
And it hit him in front of Dwayne Starks, the best corner for Miami.
They haven't been shy about going over there either.
No, the last series they ran 3 plays and turned the ball over. So you figure Walt Harris says, hey, I'm going to open it up a little bit. I can't be passive and sit on this lead. I can't keep giving Miami chances. So a good play call again by the Pitt offensive staff.
We have just gone under 7 minutes. Gonzalez again with a lot of time. Throws the post and incomplete, intended for Angel. Let's go to Jerry Punch.
Well, if you're wondering at home when's the last time Pittsburgh won more than 6 games in a regular season, well, you have to go all the way back to 1989. When Mike Gottfried was the head coach here, they went 8-3-1. Actually went to a bowl game. He won the 8th one in a bowl game. And during Gottfried's 4 years, they averaged 7 wins a year, including back-to-back wins over arch-rival Penn State. They beat Notre Dame 2 years in a row, Ohio State, BYU, and I'm sorry, Mike Kaiser, they beat West Virginia 2 years in a row in the backyard brawl. The fans here early in the week told us in practice that this guy right here, Walt Harris, reminds them a lot of Gottfried in his charisma, energy, and enthusiasm with both the players and the fans.
Jerry, I agree with you, too. Even though you beat West Virginia, you're still a good friend.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike. I hope his future's a lot brighter here than mine was. I signed a lifetime contract, was declared legally dead in 1989.
Well, you know that you can win here if you recruit, and it is a hotbed of high school football.
Oh, really? You can throw a rock. I used to say you can throw a rock to the stadium and find 20 prospects. Walt Harris will do a nice job here.
3rd and 7. Gonzalez is going to run. He's got a first down at the Miami 43-yard line. 4 more downs for Pitt, and the clock will continue to run.
Can you imagine last night when he went to bed? He couldn't have dreamed that he was going to perform any better than he has tonight. And what his family's watching back in Miami, all his friends, and just putting on a show tonight. He sat the bench last year.
I'll bet he didn't sleep a lot. 9 carries, 58 yards for the quarterback.
Well, he won't want this night to end.
Oh,
so
no.
He's not going to sleep tonight either.
And he is going to use the Panthers' 2nd timeout to come to the sidelines and talk to Walt Harris. Timeout, 5:45 left in the game. The Panthers by 4 and driving. It's been a long, long time since the Panthers have knocked off Miami. You have to go back to their national championship season of 1976. And since they've been Big East opponents, Miami has won the last 8 games. And most of them haven't even been close.
No, and Mike, when you look at this score tonight and you look at what's happened in the Big East, it's wide open this year. Virginia Tech looks to be head and shoulders above everybody else.
2nd and 6, 5:08 to go. The clock now becoming a huge factor. Schulters to the short side. A crunching run down to the 37-yard line. We've been to Winston-Salem several times to see the Wake Forest Hoops, but Grove Stadium is new territory for ESPN. Both the Wolfpack and the Demon Deacons are coming off heartbreaking losses in the closing moments, and this ACC matchup quite possibly has bowl implications. Next Thursday right here on ESPN. What a great start for both teams. NC State knocks off Syracuse. Wake Forest knocks off Northwestern for the 2nd year in a row.
Mike O'Kane's done a nice job getting that ball club out of the blocks in North Carolina State, as has Jimmy Caldwell, Wake Forest.
3rd and 4, Gonzalez to throw for it, in trouble. Scrambles out of trouble, he has a first down. And slides in safely at the 26. Holy cow, what a play by Gonzalez, because Derek Ham had him dead in his sights.
They need to rent some of this fireworks at Three River Stadium and bring it out here because they're going to need it. Pete Gonzalez again. In this offense, you look for your number 1, 2, 3, and take off. And when you got running ability like Pete Gonzalez, you can pick up some big first downs.
Gonzalez has run for 5 first downs and a touchdown on the ground. 4 minutes left. Schulters. Big hole. Schulters to the 10. It's a conservative call to keep the ball on the ground, and he almost broke it.
And Mike, you have to credit the Pitt offensive line again. done a nice job looking at blocks. Number 74, Ben Kopp, pulling Kurt McMullen. Number 88, tight end with a good block. And they've just worn down this Miami defense. Nice hit by Dwayne Starks in the secondary, and comes after the first down.
First and goal, and Miami has to think about using its timeouts very soon. Schulters. Fumble! The Canes got it back! And never have 40,000 people gone so quiet so quickly. Michael Smith with the recovery, and Miami is still alive.
Still alive, Mike, but they have not been able to solve the Pitt defense.
The first turnover for the Panthers tonight. Plenty of time left now. 3:26 and all 3 timeouts.
Wayne Shoulders, 24, getting the football, gets knocked out. And there's Michael Smith, the sophomore linebacker, number 59 on it. But it's a long way to go for this Miami offense.
And Butch Davis knew he needed a break like that. They have to go 90 yards. Clement to throw. Too high for Wayne. One thing Miami quarterbacks have done over the years, Mike, is they have had such athletic wide receivers, they tend to float the ball up in the air and let them jump for it.
Yeah, they do, Mike, but watch this now. Watch the receiver come off the ball. Here's what they're facing. Double coverage by both Pitt to get people underneath. That's Reggie Wayne, but there's just not a throwing lane. They've got to try to go over the middle a little bit more. And they're trying to throw everything outside.
Clement has hit only 3 of his last 12. 4-man rush. Here comes the pressure. Clement nearly sacked and then throws to Wayne. He's got it for a first down. Great move by Clement to get away from the pressure.
We talked about that in the open, that he's able to get away. He's strong. He's got a good lower body, and he just sidesteps the Pitt defensive player, Sobolewski, number 97, gets the ball to Reggie Wayne over the middle.
Clock running, 3:01 to go. Sports Center following our broadcast. Clement under pressure again. Scrambling for yardage, takes a big hit and goes out to about the 33.
Well, I talked to Jerry Punch during one of the timeouts, and I was telling him about Ryan Clement, how much of a beating he's taken tonight. Of course, Jerry's down the sideline. He sees a little bit more of it than we can feel up here, but again, good pressure. But watch Ryan Clement. He doesn't duck. He's trying to get the extra couple yards and takes the hit from Eric Kasparovich, number 5.
Took a real big shoulder, too. Miami not really playing to the clock as yet. 2:15 to go. They're taking their time. Second and a yard. James will try to get the first down. And Dinkins got him behind the line of scrimmage. He fought back. I don't know whether he got the first down or not. And Dinkins is hurt. And that will stop the clock with 2:05 to go. What a tackle.
We've seen Larry Coyer at all the different stops he's been the defensive coordinator at. East Carolina, Ohio State, different places that he's coached at. And he just has a way. This is Larry Coyer right here. He has a way of getting his players to play above their ability, and they have tonight. Pete Carroll was the head coach of the Jets. He had Walt Harris and Larry Coyer on that staff, and he recommended that Larry Coyer be the head coach, because if you're the quarterback coach and the head coach, you can't spend a lot of time with your defense. And Larry Coyer is a guy he has trust in, and he's loyal, and he has made a lot of great calls tonight.
Dinkins is up, but he's limping. Let's go to Jerry Punch. Doctor?
Well, guys, at halftime, Larry Coyer told his players, you see Dinkins come hobbling off, but Larry Coyer told his defense that I don't want you to be poised. I want you to go out there and be crazy in the second half. I don't want you to be controlled crazy. I want you to play 11 as one. I don't want to hear the term poised. I want you to be wild men. You win this football game being wild. Every one of you has got to be crazy.
The last play, Jerry, was a first down. Clement back to throw. Time this time intended for Wayne, and Wayne has it at the 39-yard line of the Panthers.
Good block by Edgerrin James. Now, again, big night for the freshman receiver, Reggie Wayne, out of Louisiana. Gets away from the bump coverage. This ball's thrown well by Ryan Clement. Hank Poteet, number 31, on coverage, but you can't throw it any better than that. Had a little zip on that pass.
Poteet came in when Dinkins went out. 149 to go in the game. 9 catches, 136 yards for Wayne. They haven't shown blitz lately, Mike. They're playing it soft defensively.
Here it comes right here.
Clement steps up inside it. He's got a chance to make a play. Dumps it off for another freshman, Darrell Jones.
Just when you thought they were going to play safe there a little bit, they came with a nice blitz. Which Davis trying to get the timeout.
Frantically signaling the timeout and gets it with 1:32 left. There they come off the corner. Creighton just got an arm on him, but Clement is too strong to be brought down by an arm tackle. 2 timeouts left for Miami, 1:32 on the clock. They need the touchdown. 5-yard line. Coming up on Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Kenny Mayne will cover the Dodgers and Giants highlights. You'll see Roger Clemens against the Red Sox and the home run watch for McGuire and Griffey. Clemens with time, throwing deep for Wayne in the end zone, knocked away. Instead intended for Jones, and Chiffon Allen with great position knocked it down.
He was glued. Chiffon Allen, number 21, was glued to Darrell Jones. Can't play it any better than that. Knocks that ball away.
Last week against Houston, Allen had a 97-yard interception return that sealed the victory. Big play there.
I've got a feeling that you're going to see Ernest Coakley, number 80, blitz up inside here.
Miami only 3 out of 12 on long yardage third downs. And Clement is going to have to use a timeout because that man, Coakley, was edging toward the line of scrimmage, and the play clock was running down.
And you don't want to waste one like that, but you mentioned a little while ago when you had a 3rd and 1 that it's better to take one right here. Butch Davis will settle him down now to get the good call from Larry Coker up in the press box.
Because Clement saw it was going to be a 10-yard loss with Coakley all over him again. Now they only have 1 timeout left and a minute 25. Of course, a first down stops the clock while they reset the chains.
This is where you earn your money right here on the sideline coming up with this call. There's Dwayne Schulters. He feels he's had a great ball game, but he's got to feel badly about that fumble.
Obviously, 4-down territory here. You're not going to give up the football.
There's the guy dreaming.
Just a brilliant night for Gonzalez. 2 touchdowns, no picks. He ran for another. Clement's numbers really building in the second half as they have just about abandoned the running game. Normally, the team with the most turnovers loses. Miami has 2, Pitt has 1. Miami started this drive at its own 10 after the fumble recovery.
Mike, until that fumble, they had played air-free. They'd played. Pittsburgh has played as well. That man right there is to be commended for the effort that his football team has given tonight, and his staff. They have prepared this Pitt team coming on a short week, and they have played great football.
3rd and 6. Here comes the blitz. Clement unloads, and the fullback can't hold it. Carlo Joseph got one hand on it, and it was the pressure Clement had to unload in a hurry. The blitz has been so successful.
Mike, they're going to get the pressure in the blitz. See Pitt sneaking up. Here comes the pressure outside. Here comes both linebackers. And you're going to see the fullback on the flat, but I don't know that he'd have got the first down even if he'd made it. He got turned around again, Carlo Joseph.
They've made it twice tonight. They must make it here. Another blitz. Clement gets away, throws, intercepted. Picked up by Jenkins. homecoming game tonight. You know you always have hope, but I just wonder how many of the 40,000 believed they could possibly see this when they left tonight.
One main guy, Pete Gonzalez, and they can hold the dance anytime they want to with a Thursday night game because they're going to leave happy here at Pittsburgh tonight. Again, Pitt maybe a little bit slow getting ready, but they brought the house. Good interception by John Jenkins, just stepped in front, the tight end.
Miami's third turnover of the second half. Kasparovich was shaken up. And the celebration on the Pittsburgh sideline in sharp contrast to Butch Davis and the Canes on the other side of the field. And now with only one timeout left, Pitt will just try to kill the clock. Gonzalez takes a knee and then gets out of there. He got hit in a similar situation in the first half. Miami will fall to 1-2. Consecutive losses after an opening game win. Pittsburgh would be 3-1 to start the year. Their only loss to Penn State at a game in recent years they have been blown out by Penn State. They were not. They played hard.
Then they gained a lot of confidence. We talked about it earlier. To go up to Penn State, they had a chance to be knocked out and humiliated, but they stayed in the ball game, got beat. But it was a closer ball game, and I think they grew in that ball game.
One of the biggest nights of Walt Harris's life.
And you give a lot of credit to Walt Harris and his staff, but you can't forget Johnny Majors. Johnny came back in here, took over a program that was downtrodden, in bad shape, brought in, recruited, and stepped aside this year. And Walt Harris enters, but Johnny Majors is probably the biggest fan that Walt Harris has.
He was up here earlier tonight in the press box and said what he's seen in the first half, Pitt is a better football team than Miami, which is going to come as a shock to a lot of people. And Miami has real problems that Butch Davis is going to have a difficult time solving throughout the rest of the schedule. Gonzalez takes another knee. Miami can no longer stop the clock. Pete Gonzalez, you put it beautifully, Mike. People have dreams. He realized his tonight. The kid from Miami who had been here hardly ever got a chance to start. He starts this year in his 5th year as a senior quarterback and leads his team to a win over the Canes, the team he used to root for.
It's a great lesson for players all over the country. You persevere and wait for your opportunity. Keep a good attitude. He did. It came, and tonight's the highlight of his career.
Gonzalez to his knees. 1976, the last win for Pitt over Miami. Until now, Walt Harris and the Pittsburgh Panthers have knocked over the favored Canes 21-17. And here comes the crowd to celebrate. Mike, this was no fluke. They earned this tonight.
No, Mike, from the start of this ball game, Pitt was prepared to win. They were confident they could win this football game. They executed a great game plan and pulled it off.
Once again, our final score, Pittsburgh 21, Miami 17. From Mike Gottfried and Dr. Jerry Punch, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Pittsburgh. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. SportsCenter is next.